You know, a really good example is what the recent problem with Syria and its poison gas weapons, nerve gas weapons. They probably had the biggest supply of poison gas weapons of any country in the world. This was really dangerous because of how they used them, but in case they get controlled by some rebels and could spread more widely as well. So that was a huge, huge kind of threat. And President Obama was about to try to bomb them to punish them for using them. So I wrote a blog on our www.justpeacemaking.org website, and we put it on Facebook too. And what I argued was, why doesn't the U.S. say to Syria, if you put your poison gas weapons under international control, we've got experts on how to destroy them. We've been destroying them ourselves in the U.S. We could help you destroy these weapons, these poison gas weapons, which we think would be of the interest to Syria because, number one, the Syrian government surely has some fear that the rebels might get control of them. Then that would be horrible. Number two, Syria having them and using them is causing the whole world community to be opposed to Syria. And this can reverse your opposition from the world community. And number three, then you won't get bombed by the U.S. So there are three kinds of interests Syria could have in actually doing what I'm proposing, which is invite U.S. international community experts and get rid of these weapons and get rid of these worries for you. But then I said at the end, probably Syria wouldn't do it, but then we'd just be back to where we were before. They still have the poison gas weapons. The U.S. has to think about bombing, and so forth. It isn't that you lose something. You just didn't gain something. Except one thing we would gain would be the world would see the U.S. was trying to do constructive solutions prior to the bombing. Well, that was 7 days before Secretary of State John Kerry made the same proposal. My blog circulated more widely and was read by more people than any other blog I've ever written. So I'm hypothesizing that some aide to Secretary Kerry read what I had written, it was obviously highly relevant to what they were concerned about, and suggested it to Kerry, and he just put it in his speech as a kind of trial balloon. And then Russia quickly picked it up and said, great idea, and Syria, do it. And Syria, of course, is dependent on Russia, so they said, okay, we'll do it. So that's a just peacemaking initiative.